really sure about those.
Have you noticed an increase in people coming into the food pantry?
Yeah, so we are sort of on a steady increase of the food pantry is only for UNT students. Any UNT student can come for free once per week, and we have been seeing a steady increase of student use for the last few semesters at least, but I think the last few years.
And do you think that's because of being able to talk to y'all and have us come in and film? Do you think that's part of it?
I think, yeah, getting the word out is definitely part of it, but I think there are other sort of factors that are sort of outside of the university, right? Inflation is definitely one of them, the price of groceries, stagnation of wages as well. Inability, I think, for students to be employed on campus as well, like not having enough jobs for all the students that need jobs. And then sort of the student population that UNT serves, I think all of those factors lead to, yeah, increased use in the pantry.
How
Has the
often?
food pantry adapted to the influx of students using?
It's been difficult, and we're sort of always in a process of trying to deal with that. We, right now, have not been able to expand our actual food pantry, like the space itself. One thing that we really hope to do in the coming year, maybe less if we can, is to get a larger fridge and freezer situation. Ours is pretty small right now, so that would help us be able to keep things longer. But yeah, we've tried to kind of diversify the produce that we bring in. We serve majority international students, so trying to also respond to like different dietary needs and desires as well. But as far as, I think one of our big sort of issues is not being able to actually expand our space right now. I think that's kind of the next big step.
Even with the increase in student activity, do you think there's still a stigma surrounding using school resources?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think not even just using school resources, but using a food pantry in particular, I think carries a kind of stigma, right? We still, as a society, are quite classist, I think. And even those of us who might already use a food pantry or be on the lower end of the economic spectrum, like I think that we can still hold our own biases. So it's not just sort of biases coming from affluent students, but actually ones, because we grow up in this society, we learn that it's like not good to be poor or something, right? And yeah, so that is, I think, one of our educational aspects of using the food pantry, trying to normalize using the pantry, while at the same time, you know, what we're fighting is food insecurity. Something like 30% of all college students are food insecure, which is a huge percentage. And I think in trying to both normalize use of the food pantry, we also are trying to kind of keep conversations open about that we need different kinds of support, that we need different kinds of we need to think about dealing with problems, economic problems, and sort of class differentiation in different ways also. So it's kind of multifaceted.
So going off of that, for students who do have like a pride factor or hesitant to come into the food pantry, what kind of conversations do you have with them to make sure they're not embarrassed to come in to use their resource?
Yeah, I think our office, like my fellow employees, do a really great job of being welcoming. So making sure that when people call and they have some questions, they're feeling iffy about the food pantry, you know, we give them a very like easy rundown. You know, you bring your ID, we'll make you a pantry card. You come in, we have shopping baskets, you know, to try to like make the experience feel like it would as if you were going to the grocery store. And we try to keep enough variety of items that people also feel like they're not just coming in for nothing. So I think really trying to make that space feel welcoming. Like we'll play music when we're open, again, to try to, I guess, make it feel less serious in there also. Like this isn't, we all need support sometimes, and being a college student is hard. So having extra support to get any kind of food is always helpful. So I think trying to keep the atmosphere playful it to a certain degree, keep it friendly, welcoming. Yeah, those are kind of the first steps that we take to just try to unseat those kinds of biases that, like, I don't know, the food pantry is some like bad place to go.
What are the requirements for students to get food from the food bank?
So you just have to be a UNT student, and you can be an undergrad or grad student. You just have to bring your student ID, and we swipe you in when you arrive, and then we make you, if you haven't been there before, you just have to fill out a little form, which is for one of our donors, the Tarrant Area Food Bank, to kind of keep track of how many people per year we have and whatnot. And we'll make you a little pantry card. You just bring your pantry card and your ID, and you can come for free once a week. Yeah.
Do you think all of the strategies that the food pantry employs to reduce stigma are effective?
I think that they're effective for the students that we see in the food